All right, so good win. SEC win to get to 7-1. I think they just said on the radio 19-2 last 21 home games, so that's pretty cool and neat to see our players come out and play with really good energy in all phases early, and because these are sometimes, as you know, flat games and trap games, whatever you want to call them, with an opponent that's not had a lot of success as of late. So proud of that. Really proud of our defense for the most part all day. That offense was good early and then stalled, and unfortunately didn't do a really good job in the pass game and third down areas, and thought we ran it really well. I think the stats don't quite look as well with the sacks and the fumble that went back behind Jackson, lost a lot of yards on, but I thought the running backs did a really good job. If you come away 7-3 and 6-0 per carry between the two of them, that's a good day. So was pleased with that. Just wish we would have been a little cleaner in the passing game and protection.
Questions? Who's to start us off? We'll start with Jake here in front.
Lane, you Monday and your players on defense all week talked about the NFL type draftable receivers that Vanderbilt has. Just what does it say to that secondary to hold them to 60 total yards in the passing game?
I think that's great. I mean, you guys have been here like me and seen times where people have been able, just like last year against these guys, be able to come in and throw the ball around on us, and a struggle in the secondary. So I think it started up front by how well we played up front with the rushers, with the pressure and the amount of sacks, but the coverage was really good today too.
Questions?
Lane, 5 sacks today, at least three in every game this season. You touched on it a little bit there, but I'm curious, I mean, what kind of impact, looking at that from an offensive perspective, what kind of impact does that have getting after the quarterback that consistently?
It's great. I think too, I don't know exactly the numbers, but it felt like they were like big sacks. Sometimes the guy scrambles and runs out of bounds 1 yard short, and you get credit for a sack. So I thought they were significant yardage sacks with really good rushes. So that was it's great to see. We've been doing it a lot of times this year, and those guys have come together and played really well. Very physical.
Dayton Wade had a huge first half. I think he had a season high in yards overall, had that nice catch down the sidelines. Just what does he mean to this offense?
Just love the way he plays. I mean, the guy plays almost every snap, and, not the biggest guy, the way he tries to block in there and the effort that he plays with. And he's just one of our favorite guys. You guys hear us talk about Culture One guys that play every snap like it's the biggest snap and don't complain about things. And so we're lucky to have a number of those guys.
Just staying on the topic of defense, Jared Ivey getting 3 sacks tonight. Is it safe to say this is one of the best games that he's had since he's been here?
I mean, it seems that way. Obviously, you got to watch the film before you know all the details of it, but statistically, yes. And he seemed to really be a force. Made the big sack last week at the end too. Beating the guard last week on a huge sack. So he's done a really good job. I think too, you got to give Pete Golding a lot of credit for this turnaround. A lot of these are the same players, and he took a lot of heat the LSU game, but I tried to say it. I think coming at LSU does that to everybody. He's done a great job, and it's paid off by how hard they play and then schematical issues that he's given people also.
Coach, the first half, you guys did a pretty good job defensively, and as well you did most of the game. But Vanderbilt moved the ball a little bit easier with Walt Taylor coming in there in the second half. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something most coaches wouldn't tell you. I was like, that first run, I was like, who is this guy? Did they like sign like Cam Newton or something? Because I didn't have any idea who he was. So that's not very good of me not knowing, but that's a big guy. And so hard to bring down, physical downhill runner, and obviously that wasn't really something we were preparing for a lot. And the guy did a good job.
Lane, you started off this year 7-1, 7-1 last year. Did you learn anything from last year that you kind of look back on to how you can finish out the season?
Yeah, not let John report rumors or going somewhere will help too. Just kidding, John. Just kidding. I saw you waving your hand right before that. I've said before, I don't think we handled that very well. I think that the Alabama loss we let that keep beating us, and chancing that to go to, I think, 8-1 or 9-1, whatever it was, and then kind of fell apart. So 2 years ago, we lost to Alabama and played really well after. And it seems to be that we're doing the same thing again this year, and I think that says a lot about the players and their resolve to overcome, a really bad or a bad game.
A couple of us were talking, and none of us could spot Ashim Young on the sidelines or on the field. Are we blind, or was he not there tonight?
He was not, and that is not medical. That's disciplinary. So it's unfortunate.
Was that question up top? Like the difference with Quinn Sean, at least numbers-wise, from the last 4 games compared to the first 4, I mean, in terms of yards, touchdowns, all that, taking a huge step up. What do you think the difference has kind of been for him these last 4 games?
Well, I think it's a lot of things. I think he's doing better. He's running harder. I think the line's playing better, and I think Priestcorn makes a big difference. We kind of had specialty tight ends in his place during that and trying to run some different things, and he gives you a big physical tight end. So I think that's a big difference in it also.
And you also mentioned that you hold this program to, a very high standard. You guys have been playing really good football these last 4 games. I know that you got to know, what's ahead in terms of your goals and such. Do you think kind of this team is playing kind of well enough at this point now to potentially reach those standards that you kind of set this program to?
I just worry about each week. I think it's a good thing that we have a standard around here that, as you can probably tell, like, hey, we won an SEC game by 26 points, and a team that, no disrespect, beat us a couple times a few of the years before we got here. So, and beat Florida last year and Kentucky. So I think when you beat a team by 26 and you're still kind of, disappointed in a lot of areas, is good standards to have.
Any questions down low? Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys. Thank you.